Hi guys, I'm back with my Copic tutorial for Little Blue Button Stamps Miss Lily Cute, and I just finished her skin and her eyes and I am going to now do her hair. I'm going to make her a brunette, and I'm going to use a really easy color combo here. I'm using E23, E25, E27, and E29. And I am again going to start with my darkest, and for this I'm going to start with her bangs, and I'm going to just gently do little flicks where it would be darkest, and I'm going to try going around the camera to be very careful of not getting it on her face. So at the ends there I want to go a little bit higher. And I'm not too worried about any little white spots in there because I'm going to be putting more color on there and can fill that in. Because you always want to go a little bit less than you think with the dark, because you can always go back in and add more dark. It's a lot harder to take it away. And then from the top, I do have to turn it a little bit. Sorry guys. Otherwise it's going to be a little crazy for me. And if it's easier to go in each section and kind of follow the lines that are already there for you. And then for these bigger spots, I kind of, in the middle here, kind of go one way with that, straight down in the middle, and then start to curve the other way. Okay. And then I'm going to take my E27 and do the same thing, and this time I'm going to go right over where I already did and bring it up a little further. And that's going to help blend all that E29 out. And I got a little on her face, but I will go back in. I told you I'm not good at staying in the lines. I will go back in with my E000 and push that out and then reblend it the same way I did when I did the neck. Okay, sorry, my cat has one of my daughter's toys and is making a weird noise with it. I didn't know what it was. So I'm just going to flick this out like so. And then I like to add a few little longer pieces, make it look a little more natural. Okay, then I have E25, and the same thing, I'm going to gently go over the rest because I don't want to outblend all of that E29. And I'm going a little quicker than I normally would because of, you know, being on film. And I will be going back in and adding more of that dark that I want up there that this is blending out, but it's going to really add nice dimension and highlights in there. And then I'm going to take my lightest, which is E23, and go over the entire thing very lightly on the ends, pressing a little harder in the center here where I want the color. And some people just want to leave that white. It's totally up to you how you color and how and where you add highlights. That's the fun part about coloring. You know, there is no right or wrong way, in my opinion. You just do it how you're comfortable doing it and how you like to do it. If you're frustrated in coloring, that's the only way I would say that you're not doing it right. just have fun with it, you know, play with different colors and stuff. So here's with the first base, and then I'm going to go back in with some of my darkest E29, and I'm gonna gently flick up some here. And for this second layer, I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. Now that I have that bottom layer nicely blended, I'm going to just kind of put a line here, covering those gaps. And that little bit that just got on her headband, I'm going to push out with my colorless blender in a minute. So then I'm going to, as before, kind of go in with some random pieces, try and make it look a little more realistic, because nobody's hair is always perfectly perfect. Then I'm gonna take my E27 and just sorry, lightly flick back and forth so that it does blend a little bit but not too much. Then I'm going to take the E25 and do the same thing, but only in the middle. And I'll go up and down a little bit. I got a little more on her face. Well, you guys, you know, I told you I'm not good at the lines. And then for the E23 that I'm using now, I'm just going in the center here where I want the lightest highlights. And there are her bangs. And I am going to start on the rest of her hair, and I may have to stop and do a third part for just hair, but I'll start, you know, I'm going to do as much as I can in 10-minute increments. So here's her part up here, and I just put a little bit of the darkest color, and I'm just going to flick down this way. And then I think I'm actually gonna have a slight highlight there, so I'm gonna leave a gap there and then flick a little bit here. And then I'm gonna flick all the way to here, and I'm gonna go back over with those lighter colors, and that'll kind of lighten that up a bit. And I'm gonna put some of the dark here on this piece of hair. Oh, I'm not in frame. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry guys. See? And then I'm gonna go up from the bottom and just gently flick up. And I'm gonna flick down under her ear where it would be a little darker and going in. I don't know if you guys can hear that. My cat is making some odd noises. And then flicking up, and I'm trying not to get it on her dress, but looking over this camera is not the easiest, so. Trying to just use a gentle touch there. And I'll do the dark part over here as well. So there's a little bit over here that's going to be dark behind her bow. Try and get it so you guys can see. I have to turn it for this little piece here, or else I know me, I'll butcher it. Okay, and then under the bow, down, gonna have some dark. And then around the same area, so flick down from here, and then up a bit. So I'm kind of pressing and then lifting up my brush a bit for the flicking. And then again, I'm gonna add some of this dark here and then kind of flick that out with my lighter colors. And I'll be right back. Sorry guys, at my time limit.